Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Mauldin High School Broadcast Network. We're here for an episode of the Mauldin High School Podcast Network as we're going to talk about Mauldin Football as they come up on their game against Greer this week.
Yeah, a whole lot's been going on. Mauldin Football. You guys may not know, Mauldin in South Carolina play 5A, biggest region in high school football. So all the biggest schools all in it. A lot of the top athletes are also where this comes from. When you look at guys, Zach Pickens is over at T.L. Hanna. You may have heard of the movie Radio. That's T.L. Hanna. Well, that's what that is. So he's actually a 5-star. He's the top athlete from this area. We're specifically talking a little bit of Mauldin football. So last week, our Mauldin Mavs took on Jailman Patriots. Very good week overall.
Oh, very good week.
I said biggest thing, and they needed it too. Because last week, tough game, played our rival, the Hillcrest Rams. It was 14-20, and maybe the biggest heartbreaker I've ever seen.
I think it's definitely this week against Jailman. That's what the Mavs need to get them back on track. Because you go in, you have a heartbreaking loss, down to the wire, you lose off of a controversial play, and then you come back and you beat Jailman 51-0, and you get Joe Owens confident. You get more touches with these running backs. You get their legs going. You get them more confident, more aggressive. You get everyone prepared for the season, especially what's coming up ahead, because we have probably the toughest region in the state. I think it's definitely the toughest region.
Well, the biggest thing is the ranking-wise for the teams that are going to play. But let's talk real quick about that man game. I think the biggest thing when you're looking for that comeback game is you want everything to be well. You don't want, we look really good on offense, we looked really good on defense, we didn't look good on special teams. Every single facet of the game, we looked amazing.
Yeah.
Kicked the ball amazing. Ben Doherty, our kicker, outstanding game.
Oh, outstanding game. He only missed one field goal, but that was late in the game when he tried like a crazy 45-yarder?
Oh, that was just to go for a career long.
Oh, yeah. That was just to go for a career long. He matched his career long at 38 yards. As a junior, last year he made that career long. It was 38 yards. He made that against T.L. Hanna on the road. Insane kick. Really, it was a momentum booster back then. This past week, he was just having fun. It was awesome to see him get fired up, because especially when you have these tougher games against all of these top ranked teams, he's gonna be kicking the ball a lot.
Well, the biggest thing is, especially high school football, kicker is a big deal. Well, you guys probably know college football, kicker is a big deal and all, but high school football, it's hard to have a really solid kicker because a lot of teams will play. They'll be at our 25-yard line where it'd be a 40-yard field goal. They won't kick the field goal. They'll go for it. Even if it's 4th and 10, they'll go for it anyway, just because you don't have a kicker, and it's really hard when you don't have that kicker.
And Mauldin, they have that trust in their kicker.
And
is definitely.
We'll talk a little bit. First off, start offense. Looked amazing. Big game for Joe, of course. But my biggest thing was, how about Jason Brandon?
Yeah, Jason Brandon. He's definitely a key player. I think he's kind of filling the spot that Chris Pius left last season, because Chris Pius, he definitely was one of the go-to guys. When in doubt, give it to Chris. Now it seems like when in doubt, give it to Jason, because he can just muscle through just about any defender where he's going. He just lowers the shoulder and he just runs.
Well, the biggest thing, he gets met at the line of scrimmage pretty much every play, but he gets 5 yards every play.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. When you look, you have versatile, different backs that can do different things. When you look at Raekwon, he's got that power, but the biggest thing is his elusiveness is crazy. When you look, and he loves that spin move that he has. But I think the biggest thing when you look at our running backs, they got to be loving the offensive line. That's the biggest thing for me. Is it just goes to prove it doesn't really matter. I think one of us could get back there, run the ball a little bit, and get some yards. But they do it a bit better than us, of course. I'm really excited about what our running backs are going to do, especially as you mentioned, a really tough schedule. So let's go on. The defense, no points, shutout.
Oh yeah, defense lights out. Couldn't have asked for a better game. I think total offense. I think we held Jailman to under 100 yards. I'm not for sure on that. We don't have official statistics, but that's actually an actual estimation. Key players. I think just the entire defensive line. Mark Milner got in the backfield a lot.
Well, of course, Sean
Garza, Sean Puckett got in the backfield a lot. They all were just the pressure that they put on that Jailman quarterback.
I think that was the biggest thing. Is a lot of it was their mistakes though. Jailman, we gotta I hate to say it, but they struggled a bit, whether it be the center having a little bit of a low snap, even if it takes that extra half second for the quarterback it was LeBossonaire, to pick up the ball, just that extra second you lose in the backfield will kill you. And that's what ended up happening. The biggest thing is what I was looking for is last week against Hillcrest. It was 24-14, gave up 3 touchdowns. But the biggest thing was they were all over 50 yards. They were all big plays. So that's the thing I was scared about, because we're a higher ranked team than JL Man. That's supposed to happen. We're supposed to win that football game. But you can play against anybody and they could sneak out a big play. They could get a 50-yard run. But that just didn't happen. And that's what I was most proud of with this defense.
Yeah, definitely. And everything that they gave up was very marginal. It was all like 3 yard to like a couple first down plays, like where LeBossonaire would get out of the backfield and he would just scramble and get like 10 yards, and that happened like twice. But definitely just an all-around shutout game by the defense, and I think that secondary, you couldn't have asked for a better game.
Well, that's what almost goes a little under the radar when you have a shutout, because like you were saying, like we went right away, it went while the D-line was all over it.
Yeah.
Well, if the wide receivers are open, he's going to throw the ball, but he couldn't, because our secondary is probably, the craziest part is we're very deep in our defense when you look all facets of it. And that's something that I think people won't even realize, because we got that little bit lower ranking when you look state rankings, but a lot of it's the unknown. People don't really know what this secondary is about to do, what this offensive line is about to do. Andrew Phillips, he's not a star. He doesn't have a star rating on any website, nothing. But he just got enough from Kentucky. You got to start to see schools are starting to realize he's a freak athlete, and that's what I'm really excited to see moving forward. And he's going to have a heck of a challenge. So let's go ahead and talk our next matchup next week. Out of region, last out of region game of the season, the Greer Yellow Jackets. And that's enough said. Number 7 team in the state. They're currently ranked 319 in the country. And the biggest thing is they have some freaks on offense. They're terrifying. The biggest thing is when you look, their running back's getting over 100 yards every game. He has over 400 yards in 3 games. He's played 3. He's a senior. He's a freak. But the scariest thing is you match that with a 6'4", 3-star receiver on the outside who is committed to Old Dominion. And you have a lefty quarterback that's dual threat. It's just this really scary offense because they can do a lot is the biggest problem.
They definitely can do a lot. But I think really where it gets kind of scary is their quarterback, Houston. 64% completion percentage. He's thrown for 434 yards. He has 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And is that the last season or last game? Or is that for the whole season or last game?
That's the whole season. The biggest thing, he was looking at 2 touchdowns passing. The thing is, their running back is Dre Williams.
Kind of close the gap.
My bad. He actually has over 500 yards, 522 on the season, on 66 touches and 9 touchdowns. 9 touchdowns running the football alone. I think that's really tough. But the biggest thing is, like you're saying, you can't commit to that, though. Because you think when you have a good running back in high school football, you commit to it. You come out in a 4-3, you have 3 linebackers, you got 4 D linemen, they're all right there on the line. You focus that the entire game.
Yep.
But then you throw in, they have Travion Houston as their quarterback, a 2-star athlete, and he's got his offers. He's got offers, let me see. He's got Old Dominion, he's got Campbell and Gardner-Webb. So he's got some solid offers, and you just look, that's someone you can't ignore either.
Definitely.
It's just, they're a crazy team. And then you put that with, he has a 6'4" wide receiver.
Yeah, we talk about how Mauldin defense and how their D-line is good, how their secondary is good. Basically, all around, they're a good defensive unit. They're going to be tested with this Greer team. With Houston, with Dre Williams, they're going to be tested, especially with 3 touchdowns each game. This D-line is going to have a lot of pressure on them going into this game, for sure.
Well, I think we were mentioning it earlier before we got on air, but the biggest thing was, this is, like we said, an out-of-region game. This is going to be huge to prepare you for the games you're going to see in region. When you look at teams like Burns, you look at teams like Dorman, you look at teams like Spartanburg, all top 15 in the state. We got to meet Hillcrest again at the end of the season. That's going to be a huge game. There's a lot of tough games. You're going to have a lot of games that it's going to come down to how you play in the 4th quarter. And I think this is going to be just like it. For the biggest thing for me with Mauldin is you just want to maintain them.
Yeah.
You gotta. Dre Williams is gonna get yards. He's gonna get yards. You can't just stop him. He's not gonna have only 10 yards at halftime. He's gonna have yards. But your biggest thing is making sure that happens less and less. You're not giving up the huge plays like we saw in the first week. Be like man, giving up. Okay, well you gotta just accept it. He's gonna get 4 yards in a run. You could have hit him right in the backfield, 3-yard loss, but no, he still finds a way to get yards. That's gonna happen, and that's gonna be the biggest thing for me.
I think another big thing for this game, another big factor, is that Mauldin's playing at home. I think that's going to be huge for Mauldin's momentum. Being on your home turf, being on your home field, having the home stands.
It's going to be packed.
It's definitely going to be packed. Well, at least that's what you hope for.
I think the biggest thing is, our school. The biggest thing you got to do is you just got to sell it. Just the number 17 in the state's coming. Fill it. Like that's all you got to say. That's all you should have to say. Although it was full last week for JL, man. They did a great job. That was amazing. Great crowd out there. And the biggest thing, they stayed out there the whole time, having a great time. Amazing. Got to give credit real fast to man. They had JL, man, and a great crowd come out on the other side. They packed the away section. Their student section was crazy for the entire game. Got to give them credit where credit's due. So,
I definitely agree with you. But Mauldin definitely... that this is a key game to prepare them for their region. Aidan, what do you think your key to this game is for Mauldin to come out and stop this Burns team, or even run up the score? Is it going to be like you match what they score, or is it going to be you try to hold them back defensively?
I think with Greer, honestly, I don't want to be a guy, but I think it's a little bit of both. Because the biggest thing is the offense can't just wait. They have to do something, because some of it's going to be field position. You're going to have to move the football against this team. They have a solid defense, too. We're talking a whole lot of offense. They do have a solid defense as well. But the biggest thing is you got to realize that they're going to score points on the other side. If you're Joe Owens, you're Raekwon Fenderson, guys like that, you're Hayden Huff, guys like that, they're going to have to make plays. And the biggest thing is, even if you're not going down and scoring every drive, when you're having those non-scoring drives, it's going to have to be those, we move down to the 50-yard line, we're punting, we're pinning them back, so they have to take a long time. Because the defense, you can't have the defense out there the entire game.
Definitely a good point. Well, that's about all the time that we have here on the Mauldin High School Broadcast Network. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in a couple days as we release another episode of Mauldin High School Podcast Network. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back.
Go Mavs.